closest companions, our best friends, the ever-present source of comfort. Why, books, of course. I'm sure many of you, like me, found that it was reading that kept us going. It was reading that kept our minds alert and sane. And it was reading that gave us hope.
Hello and welcome to Literature Live 2024, the Mumbai LitFest, presented by Godrej Industries in association with the NCPA, powered by Kotak. I'm Meher Acharya Dar and I'm so glad we have a full house. How amazing is that? Thank you so much, each and every one of you, on a Friday afternoon, joining us here today to celebrate the 15th edition of Literature Live, the Mumbai LitFest. This year marks a milestone for our literature festival. 15 years of bringing readers and writers together. 15 years of stories and poems and voices sparking imaginations, creating memories and inspiring new dreams. From the first word to the last chapter, we've been together on this incredible journey. Cheers to 15 years and to many more new voices and chronicles to come. This year, we embrace new beginnings and, of course, the timeless power of words. And the one person responsible for powering Literature Live over all these years was Anil Dharkar, as you just saw in our tribute film. Every year, every moment, every minute, we miss him dearly. So I would now like to invite on stage co-director of Literature Live, Amy Fernandez, to say a few words about Literature Live 2024, the Mumbai LitFest, and Anil Dharkar. Please, Amy Fernandez.
Well, good afternoon, friends. And thank you for being here on this very important day, despite the sweltering heat outside. Thank you. It's important because, like Meher said, we've reached a landmark year in the life of the festival. 15 years is no mean feat. Yes, of course, there are festivals that have celebrated 25 years and more, and we'll get there someday. But for now, we're really thrilled to be here with all of you celebrating this special moment. A little over 15 years ago, some of Mumbai's stalwarts, like the mighty Jerson D'Cunha, Padmini Mirchandani, Sheelu Srinivasan, and of course Anil Dharkar, they gathered together in a flat at Oval Maidan, figuring out why Mumbai didn't have a literary festival. Now, those of you who know Anil, who knew him, knew that once he had an idea in his head, he would be restless till it became a reality. This was one of them. He had no maps and manuals to put a festival together, but what he had was this unshakable belief that Mumbai deserved this. And so, through many months of knocking on doors, finding the right partners, he was able to put together the first edition of Literature Live in 2010. Today, the festival stands on the shoulders of this giant, for whom literature was life itself. This festival is also a celebration of another lovely person, our beloved Shashi Balika, our executive director. Both Anil and Shashi are here with us in spirit, and they continue to inspire us to continue the work they've left behind, and that too with a band of loyal partners whom we welcome into our fold. So thank you, Godrej Industries Group, the NCPA who've been with us from year one, Kotak Mahindra, the Mariwala Foundation, Heikel, Blue Star, Prime, and so many others who believe that this festival must go on. Thank you also to our speakers and performers, some of whom have come from as many as 13 different countries from the world. And of course, finally, but not the least, thank you for all of you being here these many years. You are our literature lovers, and you reinforce our belief that literature is indeed alive. Now, with great foresight, Anil had put together a devoted team who shares his values and guards them zealously. So please, I'd like all of you to meet them, and I'd like to invite Antoine Louis to come on stage. Antoine? Antoine is our programming director, and he's the guy who generally cracks the Rubik's Cube of all the sessions. So love it or hate it, the next 3 days you're going to listen to what he decided. Reena Agrawal. Now she clones herself many times over to be able to handle so many arms of the festival, like the Little Festival today, which is a huge success, the children's the workshop, campus programs, and a lot more, believe me. Tina Nagpal, serene and calm, but she handles the long and exacting processes of our prestigious awards. Shireen Mistry, who is not only a voracious reader, but a great communicator. She's the one who can spot a full stop nestling with a comma illegally and send them packing. Sumana Ramanan Dikshit. Our meetings would never be complete without Sumana, our ace debater, a conscience keeper, and someone whose advocacy helps us see the light in many situations. The magical Mekla Singhal, where is she? She is the newest addition to our team and the youngest. And she has this wonderful ability to do everything, everywhere, all at once, to borrow last year's Oscars winner, and she deserves it. And finally, not the least at all, Quasar Thakur Padamsi, our co-director, whose hard work and light spirit is reflected in this festival. Apart from this, he, along with the QTP team, comprising Vivek Rao, Toral Shah, Shrishti, Rachit, and many more, have worked really hard to give us this really happy atmosphere, bustling with buntings and sessions and so much more. Quasar will take you through all of this in a minute, but before he does, I'd like to welcome Nadir Godrej, Chairperson, Godrej Industries Group, and our friend and partner. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. The journey has been truly great. Since Lit Live was conceived in 2008, every flame has a sparker. For Lit Live, it was Anil Dharkar. The gestation period was somewhat long, but the ideation was very strong. Several luminaries could succeed in providing that essential need, a Lit Fest, for our great city. Not having one would be a pity. Just 2 years later was when Lit Live began in 2010. Most events were at the NCPA. At Lavasa, they spent a day. Then Lavasa went its way. But NCPA came to stay. A steady partner over the years. They deserve our special cheers. The performing arts are their theme, but certainly it would now seem that at the core there is a book. So deepest thanks to Khushru Santuk. But it has spread beyond these walls to Prithvi, tidal waves, and St. Paul's. For years, the Tatas gave support, but now others' help had to be sought. So Amy had to fill the breach. Other supporters she had to reach. For years, Godrej played a role. Supporting literature is our goal. In Lit Life's history, if you delve, you can see in 2012 for Lit Life's second Lifetime Award, with Naipal's presence, we were awed. Godrej were the sponsors then, and we've helped out again and again. There's a special delight we now feel as presenters of the Lit Life deal. For the Anil Dharkar lecture we see the strong support of GIG. If all of us go the extra length, Lit Life will go from strength to strength. Poetry is this year's special theme. Ideal for me, it would seem. Back then, I also spoke in verse. It can be engaging as well as terse. Trying to foresee what's ahead, this is what I then said. The world's becoming a smaller place and moving at a faster pace. And soon we'll find it very strange because of all the rapid change. On much more change, we can bet with the spreading of the internet. And culture too will mutate. For sure, it will proliferate. Greater access would be great, but will the quality abate? Now, if you ask any seer, much more would be peer-to-peer. Is this something we should cheer, or is it something we should fear? The intermediaries that steer may well be forced to disappear. Can we navigate that mess? I'm not so sure, I must confess. Much of what I said came true, but we have surprises anew. Now social media's everywhere, generative AI is also there. If machine and man collaborate, the outcome could still be great. But how much longer will we see pure human creativity? No matter how things evolve, there will be conundrums to solve. Different views can be debated. Polarization can be abated. At Lit Life, solutions will be found. Our conclusions will be sound. If Lit Life always spreads the light, our future will be very bright. Thank you.
Mr. Godrej, after a lyrical ode so swell, it does not bode for me very well. The rest of my speech is not in verse. I'm afraid I might be a bit terse. Thank you so much for that. That was thoroughly enjoyable. Of course, like all good friends, Godrej and NCPA have stood with Literature Live like a steadfast friend, holding our hand and walking beside us all these years. We now have a message from the NCPA, from the chairman of the NCPA, Mr. Khushru Santokh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Literature Live at our National Center for the Performing Arts. Some of the finest minds of our time have been addressing and entertaining us for over 15 years here, and I'm happy to see that Amy has taken on the mantle that Anil had shaped. And it is blossoming into an important literary event, which is a matter of pride for us. In most civilized societies, debates without rancor is a sign of a highly advanced democracy. Originally, the LitFest, which my friend Anil conceived, was really an excellent idea. Many of you who were here in the past can bear witness to the exchanges, his ability to invite authors, artists, with a wide range of intellectual abilities, resulted in animated discussions, which ended, however, with a sense of calmness and camaraderie. I would be remiss once again not appreciating the tremendous effort being put in by Amy, year after year, with our friend Kasar and their wonderful colleagues who have loyally followed Anil Dharkar's footsteps. Please do support them in your own way. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Santok, and of course the NCPA for always being there for us. Cornelia Funk said you can find friends between the pages of a book. Wonderful friends. And a festival about books and literature doesn't get to celebrate 15 birthdays without its most steadfast friends. So, as Amy said, thank you again to Godrej Industries and to the NCPA, without whom we cannot even envisage a festival this big. Thank you for supporting us so solidly for the last 15 years. This year, we are also hugely grateful to be powered by Kotak in our 15th edition. And how can I forget you all? All of you are unstintingly loyal audience. Sincerely thankful to all of you for supporting us in more ways than we can count. We are truly humbled by your loyalty. Thank you so much. Books may well be the only true magic, and to take us through what magic the festival holds for us this year, I'd like to call upon a dear friend, Artistic Director, QTP, and Co-Director of Literature Live, Kwasar, or Q, as he's best known to all of us.
Thanks, Meher. Welcome, everyone, to Literature Live, the Mumbai LitFest. In case you don't know, it's on the screen. I actually had a much longer speech prepared for today. But earlier, somewhere in the gardens, I met a literature lover who attends regularly. And he told me, so you will be giving your regular 10-minute speech, no? I don't think I've ever spoken for 10 minutes, but I kind of get the hint. So I'm going to rush through this really, really quickly. But that's also the kind of festival we're trying to build. We're trying to build a festival that belongs to all of us, where someone walking down the street can turn to us and say, hey, hurry up the speeches a little bit. And the programming can be better. And the badges should be, made organic. And things like that. And that's really what we want. And that's really what we've been trying to do. Every year as a festival committee, we sit down and we go, we'll make it smaller this year. We won't do as much. And then midway through, we're going, oh, but we like this book, and we like that book, and we like this, and that is really cool, and that's how it is. And this year we said, hey, we'll just do it at NCPA and make it more manageable and smaller and whatever. And then we started reading, and we got greedy. So now we have things in gardens and parks. We have multiple sessions running parallel. But basically, it's an opportunity for us to just share that these are some good, great books, cool authors, and incredible ideas that we can all hopefully partake in, and maybe some of them that you'll also like. This year, our work ranges from sport to the environment to business to cooking to biographies to fiction. We've never thought of an overarching theme. We kind of wait for what are the books that are coming out, because that is then the theme of what this country is about and what the world is writing about. This year, for example, on the 4th of October, Marathi got designated as a classical language, which is a huge moment of pride for us as the Mumbai LitFest and for us as a city. So among the many things, the few weird things we're doing, one is we've got Slovenian poets Slovenian poems that have been converted into Marathi. We've got Marathi poems converted into Slovenian, I beg your pardon. We've got an entire tribute to Jayawant Dalvi, and Mahesh Dada or Mahesh Alkunchwar, his essays have finally been translated into English, so I can read them. But in all of this, it's been quite some things emerge. This is the 100th year of Jayawant Dalvi's birth anniversary. It's also the 100th year of Kafka. So we've got interesting things that are happening all around. There is a VR installation that will happen tomorrow and day after, where you get to be the main character from Metamorphosis, which is also our book in focus. But most of all, we have poetry. And all sorts. And at a time like this, when the world's like this, it's nice to think that there is stuff with nuance. There is stuff where not everything is given. There are little gaps in between. We get to fill in the gaps. And we have a lot of poetry. And we have stalwarts. We have people from the past, the Bhakti poets. We've got Mir Taki Mir. And we've also got first-time poets. And then we've got an open mic of poetry. So I think it's fitting that this evening and this afternoon and this festival gets kicked off by Gulzar Saab. But before I call him up to officially unveil and announce the festival open, a few other things that I'd just like to share that are happening. If you have kids, we also have now a children's section that happens in collaboration with the H.T. Parekh Foundation, which is happening. It kicked off this morning. So technically this is not the inauguration, but we also have it tomorrow morning. And there were more kids in this room than I have ever seen, and that was really wonderful to have. And then we have other projects that we've run in the past. The Photo Fellowship, you'll see some of it on the steps as you walk up from last year. We have a group of booksters who might be in the house, I don't know. They are young teen readers who are basically given better access than you front row alas also. And they get to choose what they want to attend and they get to see. Because for too long we've been telling our young people, hey, you guys are only into Instagram and only into the phone. There are readers out there. We just need to find them and help them and make them into incredible intellectual human beings. And we should give them that opportunity. But as everyone has said before this, none of this is possible without help and without support. And we are very thankful for the love that Godrej Industries has shown us. The fact that Mr. Godrej is a poet is an added bonus. I keep adding to the times he needs to speak at events for us, because then we get to hear another poem, which is a lot of fun. Kotak actually has been a partner with us for a few years now, and we're really lovely to build on that relationship. And of course, our spiritual and physical home, the NCPA, which allows us to give a stage to ideas so that conversations of nuance and depth and multiple points of view can be shared and can be had. So to all of you out there, I hope you have a lovely weekend at our little festival by the sea. Hang out, soak it in, and keep coming up and talking to us. Thank you very much. Enjoy the weekend. May I now please invite Amy to escort Gulzar Saab and Pavan Verma and Mr. Godrej to come and do the official unveiling of the festival.
Thank you so much for that, Amy, Kwasar, Mr. Godrej.